Hey, Coach. How you doing? Ready to go when you are, Coach. You got me, Coach?
You
Can you hear
talking,
me?
Eric?
Yeah, can you hear me, Coach?
Can't hear you.
Media, can you guys hear me?
I couldn't hear
No
it.
device not found.
Hey, Coach. You got me now? You got me, Coach?
You hear me, Eric?
I got you, Coach.
He's talking, but I can't.
Battery 10%. USB audio.
Can you hear me now, Eric?
I got you, Coach. You
All
got
right,
me?
we got you. That's a winner.
Awesome.
You want
Ready to
Max-
go when
Max-
ready when you are, Coach.
All right, man. Good. Okay, so we just got done with our red zone practice inside. I thought it was a good practice. The guys were flying around pretty good. In regards to one thing that I'll bring up here is Coach Deshae Towson. He will not be at the game this weekend. There's a personal issue. It is not COVID related. So I just wanted to let you all know that for that. And then I really think that's about it. So just wanted to let you all know. You guys can go ahead with questions.
First up, Pat Finley.
Matt, I'm curious how Cairo has made you appreciate the steadiness of a kicker this year, and also when you're going in to face a team who's had place kicking problems, do you need to prepare that maybe their offensive strategy might be a little more aggressive than usual?
Well, I will say it's certainly been nice. We're not talking about it a lot, which has been good, and it's for a good reason. That he's doing well, and that's great. I think it's a huge part of momentum. If you're not able to score a touchdown, to be able to get 3 points certainly helps. And then playing against a team that no matter who it is, if they have some struggles, I don't know how much of that really plays into it, because you just understand that every team is a little bit different. Some of these kickers, they go out and they might have a bad game for one day or 1 week, and then the next week all of a sudden they're getting kicker of the week. So you just have to understand that part of it. So for our end of it, though, I'm just really proud of Cairo and those guys, and he's locked in right now.
When it was you a couple years ago, did you have to fight the temptation to change your approach? Did you change your approach because of uncertainty at kicker?
Sure. No, I think you have to. And especially too at Soldier Field, where the percentages are a lot lower with these kickers, so as an offense, you go into some games just kind of knowing, okay, where's the confidence of the guy? And, you want to make sure that they go ahead and they can make that first kick. Is that a part of it? And then other times too, where sometimes you got to make that kick, and you got to be in that position. So it can definitely affect you at some points.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Matt, some things have changed since the last time you played the Vikings, but with Mitch in and Montgomery back and the line kind of steady, is this game a fair measurement of how much progress you've made on offense the last 5 weeks?
I hope so, Mark. I think, we go back to those weeks there in the middle of the season. Like I said, for a lot of different reasons, we just were struggling in different areas. And some of that was injuries, and some of it was just all of us. And so right now, we're hoping that we think that we found something that's fitting, that we found something that offensively you feel good about. And now you want to be able to, you get a second chance to play a good football team. So, that's all we can ask for. And we feel like we're in a good place, and we got to be able to go out there and do it on Sunday.
Thank you.
Adam Johns.
Matt, kind of going off that, everything we've talked about this week, Mitch's input, the game planning changes, that the process, build, still calling plays. Like, what do you think all of this has done for you as a young coach, in terms of challenging you, helping you? Like, I know it's a big picture question. There's 3 games left, but I'm just curious. What do you think it's done for you?
It's done a lot for me, Adam. And for me, I just go back to thinking about my rookie year as a head coach, in 18, and so many things happen that you have no idea because you've never experienced. And now here I am, my 3rd year, and I've learned so much in so many different areas in this sports world or in this head coaching world. And it's helped me out. You guys know, I told you when I got hired that I keep a journal and I write down and try to see where I can learn from things and try to get better. And I do that all the time. And right now, just kind of seeing where we're at offensively, understanding how things are going. I think it's important that we understand that we have to be able to adjust to how things go throughout the year. And we're doing that right now. The last few games, it has been good on offense, which has, I think, helped out our defense. And now our defense doesn't feel like they have to keep a team under, 15 to 18 points. And that just helps your confidence in general. So I'm learning a lot, whether it's delegation, whether it's trust, whatever it is, it's important. And I think I've grown a heck of a lot as a head coach from year 1 to year 3.
JJ?
Matt, when you look at these Vikings defenses, it seems like no matter what the rest of their numbers are, no matter what the rest of their tape looks like, they're always really good on 3rd down, and they have been ever since you've got here. What tenets of that defense allow them to still be so successful on 3rd down when maybe in a year like this they're not having as much success on 1st and 2nd down?
Yeah, they're without a doubt one of the best teams for a long time on 3rd down. Whether it's the players or whether it's the scheme, I think it's both. And I think Coach Zimmer does a really good job of scheming you. He tries to figure out where your weaknesses are. There's not a lot of tendencies with what they do, and then they disguise really well. Harrison Smith moving around and the way he does, those linebackers that they have doing different things with their AA fronts that they show you. And you can see, they got some young guys on the back end, but they're really learning and they fit well together. So it's impressive. It really is. And that's been a huge emphasis for us all week this week is 3rd down and understanding the importance of that. But it's been going on for a long time with Coach Zimmer, and you have to give him a lot of credit for that.
Larry Mayer, and then we'll go to a few from Minnesota media. So Minnesota, please have your hands raised.
Hey, Matt, I just wanted to ask you about a couple of the young defensive backs that might be seeing more action in Duke Shelley and Kindle Valdor. What did you see on tape from them in the last game, and how much faith do you have in those guys moving forward?
Well, you know what, Larry, I have a lot of faith in them just because, again, they're young guys that could get an opportunity. And you saw last week when forced into action, I thought they did well. I like to start off with Duke. I like his confidence. He's a smaller size guy, but he doesn't play that way. He plays physical. He has really good ball skills. I was really impressed with how he played last week. And this week he's going to definitely have a challenge as well. So he's in a good spot. And then Kindle, just going back and watching his tape in college, you can see what type of playmaker he is and just the way that he can cover and man. He has his own skills as well, and he has a really good attitude. It's been fun while Jalen's been out this week. It's been fun just watching in practice and just in meetings. Kyle Fuller be able to work with him and just talk and help him out, and how receptive Kindle's been to that. So again, it's an opportunity possible for him, and Duke's gonna come out too and play hard. So it's where we're at, and I'm excited for those guys.
Chris from Minnesota, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, Matt, some of the Vikings players are saying that this is almost like a playoff type game. It's an elimination game, 2, 6, and 7 teams. Whoever loses, it's going to be hard to make the playoffs. Would you kind of agree with that assessment? And can you elaborate?
No, for sure. I think that you look at both of our records, you look at where we're at right now, you look at the playoff scenario, and without a doubt, it's a big time game. Now, like you said, regardless of what happens to either team, there's always other things that can happen, but we understand from our end, and I know they understand from their end, how significant it is. And when you get this far into the season, sometimes you're going to be in these positions. So the team that comes out that's the most ready, the team that comes out that wants it the most and plays together the most will have the best chance. So we're excited.
I think we're all set, Coach. Thanks for the time.
Okay, guys, take care.
All right, media, we're joined by Cairo Santos. Hey, Cairo, how you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Media, raise your hands and we can get underway here.
I think the
First up, Pat Finley.
Hey, Cairo, what's up? How are you?
great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, do you know Dan Bailey at all? Do you sympathize with him? And I know you're worried about yourself, but he seems to have become a big story this week.
You know, actually, the first time, and we had that conversation, the first time we played him this year, it was the first time that I played against him. And I told him I had been looking forward to meeting him and playing against him. Just I heard so many great things, how nice a guy he is. Always admired him as a kicker, and he's done a little flying with the Blue Angels back a couple of years, and I got the chance to do that. So I was looking forward to having that conversation with him, and super nice guy, somebody that as a kicker that I always thought was a fantastic kicker.
When somebody has a bad day like that, does your heart go out to them?
Absolutely. It hurts to see. It's hard to watch because I've been there, and I thought it was, if I get the opportunity, and I don't like to bring that up, as he does, I think I can be somebody that have one or two things to share about my experience, and I went through something like that. So I'm excited to get a chance to talk to him again and see where he's at mentally and offer that support if that's something that he wants. But I think he's the type of guy that it wouldn't surprise me to go on a hot streak here soon again, because that's the kind of pro that he is. And sometimes it's just what happens to us.
JJ.
Cairo, you've been around the league for a while, and I'm sure you're aware of the difficulty kickers have finding any sort of stability, even getting contract extensions. With the way you've kicked this year, is a contract extension, looking for some of that stability, something you've thought about at all yet?
It's been a goal of mine to have stability, even though, every year I'm always going to feel that I'm going to have to keep proving myself and keep being a better kicker than every year. And so it's been something I've been working towards and had some setbacks with the injury and everything. And so every time I get to be with a team, that's the ultimate goal, is to keep playing my dream. So we'll continue to just do what I can.
I know you have quite a bit of time during the week, to yourself, or whether it's just you and Pat and Pat off to the side. Do you ever take stock of what you've done this season, or are you still just able to kind of keep your head down and keep focusing on the next game, the next kick?
Yeah, I think I push myself that way, that it doesn't matter, good or bad, what happened in the past. The next kick is the most important. I attack that, from a Sunday to Wednesday when I got to come out here and kick in front of the team. that's the most important kick. And then so taking care of having that approach every single day. When I get to Sundays, it feels like that's the same approach that I have going into practice, and it keeps me focused. And what's happened in the past, it doesn't matter. Just the goal is to go 1 for 1.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Carol. Kind of with that in mind, I'm almost afraid to ask this question, but I'm just curious. What are the psychological implications of a kicker being on a hot streak? I mean, do you have to suppress thoughts? Do you have to trick yourself? How do you know the history of kickers, yourself included? How do you guys handle these things?
Those are good things to handle. Obviously having a hot streak, you definitely have more confidence. You're looser about how you approach the day. But ultimately, you have to just humble yourself every single time you step on the field. That there's work that needs to put on to make sure your technique is synchronized. The snap and hold. Those guys done a fantastic job, and they've been perfect for me. And I have to make sure that's going on. So they take accountability of that too, because it's a big part of the execution and the success we're having. So I think there's so many little elements that go into kick, and have success that you can't neglect those things and take those for granted just because I've got a streak going. I've got to figure it out. I've been humbled so many times, and I just try to keep that same mentality because it can snap anytime.
Larry Mayer.
Hey, Cairo, I know you have a couple games coming up indoors and in Florida, but I wanted to ask you a little bit about the cold weather. First of all, what's the coldest it ever gets in Brazil? How long have you actually worn that jacket? And how has practicing outside helped your game and helped you hone your skills, even though, like I said, you don't really have a cold weather game until the last game?
Yeah, Brazil, where I lived, the coldest it got was like mid 50s, and that's jacket weather for us. But I've been here so long now in the States that to me, cold is not until like below 32. We've had a bunch of games. I think the last several games have been in the 30s here at home and in Green Bay. And to me, it was like, it just felt great. It was like, my body's not really fatiguing, because it's almost like you're in a cold tub. Just your leg just feels fresher. And so I've looked forward to kind of how I've approached that mentality. Just to me, it's not cold anymore, and it's a great weather to kick. The ball just doesn't go as far. And finishing the year, obviously, I have next 2 games are going to be great indoors, and then the little warmer weather is. I look at it as okay. It's going to be great on Sunday, but we still have to deal with all the elements here in Chicago during that week. And I think I've sort of liked the way I think it makes you more focused. More preparation involves around warming your body and kicking a good struck ball to hold in the cold. So all that, I think playing here in Chicago presented a challenge that I think is making me a better kicker. Dealing with everything that we deal at practice, and then going to these games, I feel like I have the preparation and the confidence that I need.
Thanks for your time today, Cairo.
All right, thank you, guys.
Next up, we'll have Bilal Nichols. Hey, Bilal, how you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Media, we have Bilal with us, and we can get started. First up, JJ.
Hey, Bilal, has Brent Urban ever called you sexy?
No, I don't know why Coach Chuck said that. Let's clear the air right now. I don't know why Coach Chuck said that. I don't know why he included Brent name. I don't know.
I guess just in general, what do you feel like you've proven this year? I know last year was kind of a tough year for you with the hand, but what do you feel like you've proven this year?
I just felt like I showed like how hard I worked in the off season to try to take my game to another level. You know, I feel like I'm showing that, you know, I could be a consistent playmaker on this defense, and that, you know, I could bring a lot to the defense to help us win.
Pat Finley.
Hey, Bilal, how are you?
How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. At the risk of asking an obvious question, do you have any idea how your defense 1 week can give up 400 yards to Matthew Stafford and the next week give up 7 points to Deshaun Watson?
We just had to lock in.
Yeah.
We had to get back to playing our brand of football. You know, that was very uncharacteristic of us. I think everybody would agree with that. And we knew it wasn't us. You know, and it was one of those days where we just felt like we didn't play well at all. And you know, we came back at practice, and you know, we got in each other's ear, and we realized like we need to play our best way of football if we have any chance of making it to the playoffs. And you know, we just went out and practiced, and we did it, and it showed up in the game.
Colleen Kane.
Hey, Bilal, when you talk about your hard work in the offseason kind of paying off, what areas do you see it paying off the most, do you think, right now?
Definitely late in the season, I feel like I'm really hitting a groove right now. You know, that's and a lot of that go to how hard I worked in terms of, you know, conditioning my body. That was one thing that, you know, I realized once I got in the league was that, you know, as the season go on, bodies wear down, people get tired, more injuries show up. So I really took that as a challenge to try to make sure that I incorporated, you know, things like that in my training. Like even when I was tired, add more reps, or even when, you know, I thought I was done, my trainer would add another set of reps, just to shock the body, confuse the body, and just to train myself to just go no matter how tired I am.
JJ.
Well, I saw you're going to be a dad in April. Is that right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Congrats.
I appreciate that.
How much of that has been a motivating factor for you, knowing that you're going into the last year of your rookie contract next year, you know, maybe getting an extension sometime in the off season and getting, you know, quite a bit of stability?
Yeah, I mean, you know, that definitely helped me and motivated me to, you know, go out here and play my best ball. I feel like I'm playing for more than just myself right now. And you know, it's no bigger blessing than, you know, being able to bring a child in this world. So, you know, all that, and then, you know, me just being hard on myself in general, just wanting to be the best player that I can be in general, has definitely like motivated me to just go out here and just do whatever it takes to be a playmaker and do whatever it takes to win.
Cheryl.
Hi, Bilal. With after last week's win and breaking the losing streak, and this Sunday you're playing a game that's really got important merits to it, do you guys talk at all about postseason, or do you just concentrate on the game and what's at hand with that?
Well, we take it one game at a time. You know, for us, our playoffs started a couple weeks ago. Like it started last week for us. So, you know, we can't afford to lose any more games, and we take them each week a game at a time, just like it's the playoffs. So our playoffs is now, and we just constantly remind ourselves that every day at practice, every day in meetings, we in playoff mode right now. So, you know, we just kind of hold each other to that standard, you know, and we know what we plan for, you know, and if we win each game each week, one game at a time, everything else will take care of itself. But the first step is winning one game at a time.
I think we're all set. Thanks for your time, Bilal.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Next up, we'll have Jermaine Ifedi. Hey, Jermaine, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Media, we're joined by Jermaine Ifedi, and we can get underway here. JJ, go ahead.
Hey, Jermaine, how are you?
Good, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Good. What kind of energy have Sam Mustipher and Alex Bars brought to the huddle, to the offensive line, since they've both kind of been inserted in there as full-time starters a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, both of those guys, they're underdogs, undrafted guys, but they come from a university where the offensive line has high pedigree at Notre Dame, and they've been well coached, and they're tough. They're tough. So they don't get rattled easily, and they've been an amazing spark for us, and we're excited that we've been able to do the things we've done the last 2 weeks. We just want to keep building on it.
Mark Potash.
Hey, Jermaine, you've been with this line all year, and now it seems to have kind of solidified or whatever. What's the difference? How much of it is kind of chemistry, that kind of intangible that certain lines have, no matter who's on it? It seems like.
Yeah, it's tough to pinpoint exactly what it is or where it turned or where it got back on track or got better. It's just, we decided, at a point you decide, hey, let's just do this. Let's go for it. Let's go for it, and let's be the best we can be. And do we think that we're the 5 most talented in the world? Maybe not. I consider myself an underdog in some ways, but I think we just, us 5 came together and we said, look, let's just ride this out. Let's see what happens. Let's see how we can do this. But we're gonna work at it every day. We're gonna pound the pavement every day and do the work, and usually you're gonna get good results. And like I've said before, it's never an overnight type of thing. Sometimes it takes a few weeks. Sometimes you come out fast and you hit a lull, and then you find your groove again. And I think that's what's happened with us.
Thank you.
Mark Grody.
Jermaine, how hard is it in this day and age to be sporting a Houston Astros hoodie? That's number one. And then number 2, do you guys kind of wish you'd figured out this alignment previously to have more of a season to go with the offense starting to sprout now?
To the first question, it's not tough at all. That's in Houston. We still enjoy our team. We know the things that came out, but we still claim our championship. We're still excited about 2017. I claim it till the day I die. So, but no, second, I think, with the injuries, when you lose a James Daniels, who's turning into a really good offensive line, you lose Bobby Massey, 10-year veteran, consummate professional. I think it takes some time to find the right blend of guys. It's not, it's not an overnight thing. It's not as easy to just plug and play. So you got to play with it a little bit. And, we're here now and we have everything in front of us. So, I think the time is perfect. I think it's never happened just on time for us. I think we have everything in front of us. I don't know the math. I try to stay away from reading the scenarios. I know we still have a lot to play for, and we just can keep getting better because we know that there's so much to continue to play for.
Thanks.
I think we're all set. Thanks for your time today.
Sure.
And there'll be the end of today's availability. Thanks, everyone.